If you're renting a property right now and you think owning your own home is impossible, then you need to watch this video because I'm going to break down step by step how I escaped paying rent to building 2 homes with $0 in the bank, while also focusing on a skill that is commonly overlooked, which is learning how to partner with investors. This winning strategy is so potent, and when you nail it, you'll be kicking yourself for waiting on that moment where you've finally saved enough money to bring your dreams into reality. When I was stuck renting, I thought property development was only for people with deep pockets. The truth, I didn't need money. I needed a plan and a partner, but I didn't know where to start. I had already switched from a qualified tradie job into real estate because I knew I wanted to be in property. I jumped in with both feet, spending nights on realestate.com, running numbers on properties over and over until I started to see patterns. I would focus on dual occupancy sites in and around Melbourne, so turning 1 home into 2. I worked out properties with around 15 metres of frontage and about 600 to 700 square metres of land were the sweet spot. Smaller properties can definitely work, but they require more due diligence. If that's something you'd like us to make a video on, leave a comment below. I was building local knowledge of suburbs and streets I wanted to develop in. I would have Landchecker open alongside realestate.com, confirming lot details such as land size, orientation, overlays, and zoning. I was actually in the top 2% in the country in terms of time spent on realestate.com that year. I was obsessed. The next thing I needed to do was build relationships. I searched LinkedIn, joined Facebook communities, went to local meetups, and put myself in the way of people who were already in the game, like agents, builders, consultants. I let my mind be a sponge, listening and asking questions at every opportunity. Before long, I was adding value back into the community, running numbers, contributing daily, sharing sites that in the right hands were guaranteed winners, and investors started to take notice. But here's the thing, you don't have to change careers or waste months and months like I did trying to find the right group of people, because the community already exists with the Little Fish Network, our free property developer community you can join right now. It exists to give beginners a place to start, learn, and connect, so you can get into the game faster than ever before. Click the link in the description. Now we're going to break down how to get an investor to say yes to your offer. And to do that, you need to understand their mindset. And the mindset is time poor. All investors want to do is place their money somewhere safe to get a good return on investment. ROI. They don't want to or have time to manage the project themselves. While people in their position can typically hire a project manager, this can be costly, time-consuming, and risky, obviously unless you employ Little Fish. With me, they got a driven partner who did all the legwork for free and only made a profit if the project succeeded. This gave the investors peace of mind that I was just as invested in the results as they were, proving I was worth betting on. But what were some of the elements of the deal that piqued their interest? Well, earlier we talked about ROI, and from my experience, a 15% return on investment was a baseline number at which many investors would see value. And then obviously working the project into a better space closer to 20% as the project went on. ROI just means how much profit you make compared to the total project costs. And so I was always looking for deals that stacked up to at least that, bringing them to investors, showing them detailed feasibilities, not back of the napkin numbers. Here's how I broke it down. First, I added up all the costs: land, build, council and professional fees, selling costs, even bank interest while holding the site. Then I worked out what the finished homes would sell for. That's your GRV, gross realization value. I took away the costs to get the profit. Finally, I divided that profit by the total cost, and that gave me the ROI. I would always present 3 versions of the numbers: pessimistic, realistic, and optimistic. That way, the investor could see the full range of possible outcomes and know I wasn't sugarcoating it. I laid out a clear, realistic timeline and shared the proposed process, step by step. I also showed confidence in navigating council, builders, and trades, which gave investors faith in my ability to deliver. Even if it's your first project, preparation and proof of knowledge can win you a partner. It's exactly how I got to where I am now. Now, I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about bringing in a joint venture partner, the person who funds the project. And here's the thing, you can actually secure that partner by showing them you've done the work. Every step you take before money comes in is a chance to build their confidence. First, site selection. If you get that wrong, the whole project falls apart. Investors know this. When you can point to the right block, the frontage, the land size, the zoning, and explain why it stacks up, essentially answering all their questions that they've got in their head before they can ask you. They'll see straight away that you're not guessing. You've already set the project up for success. Next one, feasibilities. Now, I'm not talking about complicated spreadsheets to begin with. It's simply adding up what it costs to buy, what it costs to build, and what you think you can sell for. Do it over and over and over again, and you'll get razor sharp. Eventually, you'll look at a property listing and know in minutes whether it's worth chasing. That ability tells investors you won't waste time or their money. The next piece investors want to see is that you've thought about approvals. Every council has different rules on what can be built, and things like heritage overlays can catch you out fast. But if you can show your partner that you've already done the homework, it proves that you know how to avoid expensive mistakes. A big one for investors is the build cost. It's one of the biggest costs in the entire project. First timers get caught out here because not all builders price the same way. But you can show you understand the average cost of a square metre. You can show that you've spoken to builders, understand the way they price, that you know how to break down quotes properly when the time comes. Right now, you're not going through a full tender or quoting process. Just as important, you need to understand builder contracts, because a contract isn't just numbers on a page. It's full of clauses, payment schedules, and hidden risks that can destroy a project if you don't know what you're looking at. One of the biggest is called liquidated damages. That's the clause that says if the builder runs over time, they have to pay you a set amount per week that they run over. It protects you and your investor from endless delays because time is really money in development. If you can explain to a partner that you understand build and project costs and contracts, you instantly give them confidence that you can protect their money. And that's one of their biggest fears. Of course, you can't do it alone. This game is about relationships. And here's the reminder, it doesn't start with coffee meetings in boardrooms. It starts in communities like the Little Fish Network. You've got to get boots on the ground, walk the streets, and meet agents, town planners, builders, and surveyors. And when an investor sees you've already built those connections, they know that you can move fast with less risk. Then there's deal flow. Even if you can't buy the site yourself yet, running numbers every single day sharpens your instincts. It also shows a potential partner that you are relentless. You won't sit back. You will hunt those deals. And finally, pitching. This is where it all comes together. Show them the profit potential. Show them the risks and exactly how you're going to manage them. Be realistic, because no investor wants sugar-coated promises. At the end of the day, you don't secure a joint venture money partner by talking them into it. You secure them by proving step by step that you know what you're doing and that their money is safer with you than anywhere else. Okay, so now you've done your first deal. It went well and you made some profit. But remember, the real magic isn't just finding one deal. It's making people want to keep working with you over and over again. That means delivering on what you promise, being transparent when things go wrong, and always protecting your investors' downside. Do that, and not only will they invest, they'll introduce you to their network. And that's where things really start to snowball. While this process is not the most difficult by any means, it is a lot of work. And if I had to start all over again with no money, I'd be doing everything that I've talked about in this video. Spend 30 days learning the process, delving into free resources, masterclasses, council planning portals, the works. Start analysing 3 to 5 sites every day. Build relationships with people in the property development industry and let people know you're looking for joint venture project partners. Put together a mock deal presentation, practice your pitch, and be ready to jump into a genuine opportunity when it lands. And to handle it with the utmost integrity so that you can continue to build your network and your wealth. And remember, all the tools, templates, and walkthroughs I've mentioned today are all inside the Little Fish Network and free forever. Click the link in the description. You'll be learning alongside thousands of everyday Aussies who are already running their first projects and building serious wealth. Not to mention a plethora of potential project partners. And if you're getting value from this video and want to learn more about property development, click the video on the top right to see more about what we do and how we do it. Now, money isn't your barrier. Knowledge, preparation, and persistence are. I started with no savings. Now, our team runs up to 100 development sites across Victoria at any given time. And you can start today for free by joining the Little Fish Network. Inside, you'll get feasibility templates, step-by-step guides, and access to thousands of real developers across Australia. It's free forever. Takes 2 minutes to sign up, no credit card, just pure value. Hit the link in the description or just Google Little Fish Network. And if you're getting value from this, smash the like and subscribe button for me on YouTube and give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple. It really does help more than you can imagine. Really appreciate you sticking around this far. I'm Peter Kelly. Appreciate you sticking around this far. And until the next one, see you at the top.